So starting with our energy policy as revised in 2023, we indicated clearly as government that there are areas that need to be addressed to ensure that the businesses flourish. And one of such areas is on tax reform. So those are clear within the energy policy as revised. But we've been looking at a number of technologies and their issues around the taxation. So there is a concerted effort with a number of stakeholders, including ministries, departments, and agencies, to review the provisions that we have. You already know that we have some tax exemptions on some of the technologies. For example, on ethanol, we zero rated any denatured ethanol either for cooking or transport. But we are reviewing all the other cooking technologies and fuels to ensure that the provisions or the mechanisms that we have put in place are fit for purpose to ensure that we are allowing the businesses to thrive and commercialization to take place. So Uganda National Clean Cooking Alliance is one of such a coalition of partners that brings together all the private sector players to ensure that we have initiatives that are geared at improving clean cooking. So specifically for us as a ministry, we provide incentives, both physical and non-fiscal. In the fiscal incentives, we look at ways of unlocking the tax regime, making tax reforms that then improve the performance of the sector, but also in the non-fiscal, we are supporting the coalition to do market activation, the awareness that is needed to open up the markets, but also working on aspects such as standards that are critical in driving this particular market. So work together on that. But beyond that, we also look at the financing, which is one of the challenges that we find in the sector. So the Uganda Electricity Credit Capitalization Company, which is a Ministry of Energy initiative, provides credit lines to these private sector players to ensure that they can get affordable capital, which they can now use for financing their business, but also providing subsidies for consumers to be able to afford these commodities. Yeah. The role of government is to demonstrate and the private sector is to commercialize. We also provide that enabling environment that is critical. So what we can assure the consumers and our stakeholders out there is that within this dialogue, we've listened. We've listened to the different stakeholders that we have, our partners in private sector, but also the government sector players. And we will continue to take the voices that have come here to engage with other ministries, departments, and agencies. And we are hoping that within the current planning framework, there should be things that would start changing since we are having this dialogue at the right time as we start planning for the next financial year. So I'm thinking that as we look at the plans and the provisions that we have for the next financial year, you'll start seeing some of these reforms taking place.